You ready, Dylan de Coco?
Yeah, I'm ready to talk English.
Are you ready to talk English?
Yeah.
All right, we're here. We're in Italy with Dylan de Coco. First up, well, Dylan Levesque. But first off, I don't know if that road's going to be too loud. We'll be okay. You'll hear some road noise. We're next to a road. We're in the middle of nowhere. But
We'll be okay.
With Dylan Levesque here at Valvasol. Why do we call you Dylan de Coco? First off,
It's your fault.
it's Eddie Master's fault, but
Yeah. Yes. Right. At the beginning, didn't know why, but it is what it is now. It's Dylan de Coco. So let's do it.
you obviously like it because it's your Instagram name
sounds
now.
good. It's funny.
It's better.
It's new. New is better.
Are you gonna get de Coco on the back of your jersey?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. But
You were gonna get on the back of your helmet though, weren't you?
I'm not sure everyone will be keen of that. But
But it doesn't matter. Would you be keen? That's
yeah, sure.
Right, hang on a sec. I'm just gonna. Sorry. I'm blowing it. No, but do you actually know the reason where it's started from? Dylan de Coco?
From Inglourious Basterds, the money.
Yeah.
From Dominic himself.
Are you going to channel some of that energy this weekend now that we're in Italy?
Oh yeah, it's the hometown of Dominic, so maybe the Coco will be on fire this weekend.
So the inner
On the start gate.
The inner Italian. Can you please move your hands like this in the start gate?
If we can maybe make a deal.
You make a deal?
Yeah. If I do the semi in the top 10
Yeah. We get that for
before
finals.
the final. 15 minutes to drop.
The hands
20
are going to be moving.
Yeah.
What in return? What do I have to do? Because you get de Coco, I get Mykonos, but I don't think they do anything in Mykonos.
In Mykonos, it's only the party, you know, the party and the sunset.
So I've got to scull a beer before my run. Okay, perfect.
Sounds good.
Fair deal. All right, I'm going to ask you, Dylan, we're going to go back a fair way before when you got into racing. What was it like with because your dad, he races road bikes?
Road motorbikes.
Ride motorbikes. So growing up, was that part of your life? Like racing was a part of your life when you were growing up?
Yeah, as soon as I was chilled, I started by doing motorbike in the garden of my grandparents. So I directly liked that and going straight to the little category with mini bike. So did a lot of off-road until 10 years old, and then switched to the mountain bike because of many of reasons. It was easier in my hometown, less time to go to race, and I decided to change my direction, and I'm happy about that now because I realized my dream to be pro downhill rider. And but I think motorbike is a really start of everything in my life.
Were you doing really well when you were racing?
Or like a national level, not a international.
But still like pretty good in it.
Yeah, it was not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah.
You're not gonna be okay. Dylan's gonna be modest, but we went to Dornoland, and do you remember the guy? There was a moto.
I was Gianluca Fascetti.
Fascetti was out, and Dylan was hanging with him for most of the laps, and then he actually crashed, fell over. Dylan went past, and he got up, and he caught you eventually, didn't he? But it took him
a long time.
Like 3 laps. Yeah, but it was longer than
I was giving everything.
It was more than 3 laps, though.
I don't remember so well, but yeah.
I was watching.
Yeah, with the 450 was pretty easy in Dornoland.
But you only raced until
only at 10 I stopped. The year I stopped motorbike, the year after I started racing mountain bike.
Straight away.
Yeah.
And did you want to stop, or did your parents? Was it because of your parents?
Everyone was okay with the decision. It's a family decision.
Yeah.
Like I'm having fun doing mountain bike. Why staying at motorbike? Let's go.
Yeah.
We sell all the motorbike.
Were you sad to stop, or you fine?
Not so much, because when I stopped, I was really not upset, but yeah, I needed a change.
Yeah.
I was a bit boring to go to the same motor track, training, and repeat that. And yeah, I was loving taking my mountain bike and discover all the spot around my hometown, and it motivated me really a lot. So
You just needed change and something new, something different.
I love the change.
Did you think as well the people like racing motocross, people aren't really friendly? Like they're friendly, but like when you race, obviously the people you race against.
Not really friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot different than mountain bike, and maybe that's why I prefer mountain bike field, because in motorbike, yeah, it's a war, because you are in concurrence, just side by side, so you have to be the bad guy if you want to be in front.
Did you have any big battles with anyone as a kid, like any rivals or really tough races with people?
I didn't remember super well the name of the guy, but yeah, every race was the same rider and try to beat the same rider.
Yeah.
And yeah, but it was cool, but it was a bit stressful.
Yeah, mentally battling.
Yeah, mentally, and I'm not loving this part of the game.
Yeah.
I prefer chilling, like when you are on a mountain bike paddock. It's easy.
It's relaxed. Yeah.
Everyone is friend, and you just battling against the clock. So normally no big rival.
Yeah, yeah. Did your parents try and did they push you into racing, or did they not really mind?
They don't really mind. Honestly, if it was me, I was racing because I love this. I love racing on anything, like racing if I going run with my father, racing if I'm going to the kart with my friends. Love racing.
You're just competitive.
Yeah, I like it.
And you've always been like that?
Oh yeah, since the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I have a little sister who is doing horse.
Yeah. Do you find when she, were you competing with her when you were young?
And not now. Not now.
But when you were kids though, when you were younger?
Not rivals, honestly. I didn't compete with my sister.
What about friends when you were younger? Because I know brothers and sisters and stuff, when they're younger, they compete.
No, it was not like that with my sister, but with my friend, yeah, we compete
all the time.
Like with Rudy, Marin's brother.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time on the bike, and it was not a competition, but when we are on the spot and he tried to open a gap or something like that, I want to do this after, and we was able to do 15 times the same corner to try to be the fastest on 10 meter.
Yeah.
And I think it's why we improve a lot of our skill and maybe being a good technical rider.
Because you just kept repeat.
Was mad. So sometimes my mother called me at 7 p.m. The dinner is ready, where you are? We're still in the middle of the forest trying to catch this fucking corner.
Yeah, one up. Yeah. Were you one of the younger ones? Because Rudy's a bit older. Were you one of the younger riders?
Yeah, in my group, I was a younger one.
Do you think that helps though, being the younger one?
You're always pushing? I think so, because I always want to do
be better.
The big brother.
Yeah.
So it helped me a lot, and it was a really good example because they was one of the best French downhill rider at the moment. So at this moment, and yeah, it was super cool.
When was this? What years? Years were this?
Was to 11 to 16, 17.
Yeah, because Rudy Cabarrou, he was doing really well. I think in 2017 was a really good year.
He was battling with Loris, and he did top 10 in World Cup. It was not French Alps, but this French Alps, I think, behind Loic.
Yeah.
So it was good.
So he was pushing you properly.
Oh yeah.
Eh.
And Mark I don't know to say in English. Cousin.
Cousin, yeah.
Cousin,
yeah.
yeah. And yeah, it was super good. I'm like 1.5 hour to Pierron house, which back in the day we spent a lot of times together doing motorbike and downhill bike. And I think this situation helps you to progress.
Because you're all growing up together,
Yeah.
racing and riding together.
Yeah.
So you were quite close with the Pierron brothers?
Yeah.
Pierron brothers?
When we was privater, we went to the first World Cup together with Amory father, my father, and yeah, it was a mess. The friendship privater coming in. I remember here we went together.
And do you remember the year?
No, but
2012, 2013, around there?
we was junior, I think. No, maybe junior. First year had it.
Probably around 2013, 14, 15, maybe 15?
Yeah, but we was not good.
No way.
It was not good. We was in the third paper of the
The third page, yeah.
third page.
Yeah.
But time change.
I was going to say, do you think it's crazy? Because we were looking back at old results and I saw like the year I did really well here. Marie was like 30th or something.
Or 20, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. It shows you to not give up though, hey?
Yeah.
Keep trying.
Oh, yeah. And Marie is the best for that.
Mm.
You really trust him, trust himself.
Yeah.
And yeah, he is now one of the best.
Even back then, when he started, did he still have that same mentality, that feeling that he was...
Amory or me?
Well, both.
I think Amory more.
More so.
Yeah. Me, I was a bit... I was doing this because it was cool, but never done the step to being professional. So I never put all the balls in the same...
Well, you told me you were just doing it because it was fun and it was chilled and you would come to these places with your friends and you kind of never felt like this was going to be like a professional thing.
Yeah.
You're just doing it for fun, more or less.
Yeah.
And because you were driving trucks at the same time, you were a truck driver when you were when you started.
It was at 90 years old.
Yeah.
Started working with my father in the truck company of my father. So it made a big change for me because I was so busy to work and I just doing downhill for fun. And yeah, it was cool when I think about, but was impossible to do better than I did because I was so busy working on the day, training on the night, sleeping, repeat, going to the race, no holidays.
But you were saying back then as well, you were enjoying it.
Yeah, it was
lot.
cool because I was so busy and I love it, being busy.
Yeah.
But it's super energy.
Yeah, it's a lot of energy to do that, yeah. But you were saying you almost had more fun at the races back when you were a truck driver and racing and doing everything. And then obviously you got the factory deal with Scott and you said it was like more pressure, more people, more eyes. And it's like you almost kind of missed the old busy days of just running around and not having that pressure.
I think it's not more pleasure because today when I'm on my bike, I have a lot of pleasure, the same pleasure than when I was truck driver. And it's not the pressure because I think if I do everything well, I can have pressure because I done everything I can.
You did your best,
and normally my best is normally pretty good. So if I didn't crash or didn't have a problem, it's normally a good result. So I have no pressure with that, but maybe you realize, it's a different life. Like you have to, your work is to be ready to the race. And when I was truck driver, if I wasn't ready, it was not a problem. I just go to the race, did my best, but if I'm just too tired of the work of the week, I don't care. But now you have to think to be really well on the race week, and it changed a bit your way of life, I think.
Do you think it's from pressure? Like you said, there's not much pressure, but you don't want to let Scott down, Patrice, like Jean-Jacques. There's more people counting on you.
A lot of people work for you, so you have to be there at the good moment. But I didn't feel this pressure, honestly. I didn't feel this pressure because I think the big pressure I put is me on myself, you know. And
it's like internal pressure, not external pressure. Yeah.
So if I'm here, if I'm pro rider, if I'm racing World Cup, is to do my best and to do really well. So it's only me put pressure on myself.
And did you ever think you would get a World Cup deal, like a proper ride? Was that something that you expected, or was it almost a shock in a way when it happened?
I was thinking this life will be a bit different, honestly.
In a good way, or or just different?
Yes, different.
Just
because
different.
I was thinking, how to say? I was thinking it will be more easier to adapt out of this life because it's not the life in the team, but it's the whole life. Like you have different. I was used to have a normal life with work hour like normal guy, and have a normal life with friend, you know. And when you switch to pro athlete, you have to maybe do some decision, and you see less people. You have you don't have a normal life, and it's, I think, for me the hardest parts of the work, to not enjoy some moment because you are busy to train, or you have to rest, or you are not there, and you miss the birthday of your best friend, and you miss the wedding of a friend, and it's not a big deal. But when you add everything, it's not the best life. You have to make some
sacrifices.
Sacrifices, and it is what it is. But at the end, I work a lot for this life, and now I'm living this life. So I'm trying to do my best to have no regrets and reach my goals.
It's hard though. A lot of people don't see that side of it, or they don't even think about that side of it.
Oh, sure. Everyone, in my hometown, everyone say, since the first time I seen the deal with Scott, everyone was happy, and yes, it's easy. I'm now doing what I want to do, but they didn't realize. They just say me, oh, it's a good life. You didn't work. You have plenty of time. But they didn't realize the sacrifice, and sometimes it's hard to have to how to say, not switch back, but do sacrifice and not going to a party because you have to train on the next morning, and it's nothing, but
you separate yourself from everyone in a way.
At the beginning of the first year, I was really done that. Like, I was ultra motivated to come ready for my first year, and I did a big winter, and I was super focused to set up my new Scott, and everything around was just far away.
Yeah.
And I realized at the end of the first year that it's not durable if I do that, because I'm start to be really single, and it's not good for the health of the mind and everything. So I try to go a bit back and have time to work, have time to have a normal life, and I think it's the hardest compromise to do, but the balance is mandatory to, how to say,
Like continue doing it.
yeah, to continue in a long time.
Yeah. Because otherwise you see a lot of people burn out.
Yeah.
And you see it a lot in motocross, where people, they retire when they're 23, 24, 25.
Yeah.
And they've won a lot of championships.
And yeah, and before that, I was a kind of guy say, fuck, he's retiring, he's 24 years old, he's super healthy.
Yeah.
He have plenty of years to do better. But now I'm fully understand, and there is no ages to retire.
Yeah.
You retire when you're done with what you do. So I think, yeah,
We'll let the train
the train
go by. But I think that's something that I didn't expect when I first signed a proper contract for money, because I raced for 2 years for Da Vinci and wasn't getting paid anything, so I was still working.
Yeah.
And I loved it. Like you said, you're busy.
Yeah.
Like I'd get up, I'd work,
Yeah.
I'd finish at 3 p.m, I'd go get on my bike and train, and it was cool. It was fun. You were excited to go train because it was better than working.
Yeah.
And you got to see your friends at work colleagues, different people. You lived a normal life. And then as soon as you get paid to ride, everyone else is at work, you're by yourself, you go for a ride by yourself, you go to the gym by yourself.
Yeah.
It's tough.
You explain that better than me, but it's because my English is shit.
No, it was good, man. It was good, but yeah.
But yeah, you absolutely right, and that's why I'm not how to say. Yeah, I really think if you find the good balance, you can be an athlete for a long time, like a Nino Schotter, stuff like that, with a 20 years old career. But if you don't find this balance and you do everything by yourself, it starts to be a big job. And you start to lose the pleasure to ride your bike, and I think it's not good.
And you feel like you've found more of a balance this season?
I try. But yeah, it's hard because it's not happen like this, you know. When you do 1 year single training by yourself and being super far off your friend and everyone. But I think I'm on a good way. I'm sure I'm on a good way, and we'll see. Now we are busy to race, so it's easy to didn't think about that. So the beginning of the season is not so bad. It's pretty good. So I think I try to find the balance. I start to find the balance
to make it all work together.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, I don't know if you want to talk about this. We don't have to if you don't want to. But last year in Andorra,
yeah,
you said you couldn't sleep. You didn't want to be there. You didn't feel good. Just nothing seemed right. And at that point, it's like you'd rather do anything but that.
Yeah,
that
honestly, that's the week changed my life, I think, in Andorra. I don't know why, and I don't know why there and at this time, because nothing special happened. But yeah, impossible to fall asleep and being so nervous, so tired, and after race, and that's at this time I realized it's not simple. You have to deal with your problems, your personal problems, and when you have to commit yourself at the highest level, everything have to be balanced, and as soon you have this balance, it starts to be really hard to be positive and to be good at what you have to be.
And how did you feel like you dealt with that? Because obviously the rest of the season went better, but it was something that kind of came
On the paper went really better,
but in the mind it was still...
but in the mind was full battle, because I didn't know what happened. And honestly, I continue to try to know, because I didn't know for now. But I'm just trying to live with that, and to find the good balance, to be good in my normal life that I was before when I worked, and in my athlete life. So it's not a big deal, but you have to think about and try to make some adjustment. And
it's funny as well, because talking to more athletes in the paddock, like everyone seems to deal with it, but no one talks about it. Everyone's kind of...
no one talked, and if you just take a look on the social networks, everyone have the happy life, everything is beautiful, my bike is the best, I'm super strong, and the sun is out, but fuck that. Everyone have problem, I think, and it's like if you just talk about problem of sleep, I think a lot of rider or a lot of athletes have this kind of problem on a race week. And so nobody talk about that, because I think it's like you are fragile, not fragile.
You
fragile.
are like,
you are like
you don't want to seem weak. You don't want to show weakness.
But
everyone
I think everyone is a human, so it's not normal, but you can have some problems and try to figure out to be after not a better person, but to be better.
And deal with the stress that it puts you through, because it can be quite stressful. Like, I was going to ask you, like, what was it like racing the World Championships in Ligier?
Oh my God.
With the nerves and everything.
It was the best week of my life and the worst at the same time. My emotion was super high all the week, and I was there. I was rider, but at the same time I was spectator of these crazy weeks. All the French supporters come to support us, and normally when you're a French rider, it's hard to be viral, because we have plenty of good riders like Laurie, Samori, and if you are in the second row of the French rider, it's sometimes hard to exist in France. And this week I was, as soon as you have the French jersey, it's changed. You are not the same as Loic Hamoury, but you are from the French team, and everyone want to...
You feel it.
You feel it. When you stop on the training, everyone was talking to you. It was super cool. And honestly, riding my bike fast there was a big deal because my mind wasn't absolutely focused. I was thinking it was focused, but yeah, it was hard. I was not prepped for that, I think.
For the extra pressure
Yeah.
of race, yeah.
And for this event. Honestly, we talk about the final run, and when I go up with a lift, and I see all these people and realize I'm here in Léger, in the French team with the best rider in the world. I was just stoked to be there.
Yeah.
And I just say to myself, let's go, it's just one run, enjoy it, and do like if it's a World Cup. But if it's impossible, you can't do that. And I remember when I was at the top, it was super long. I was to start my not wake up, my warm up routine to start to be in, and it was a bit hilly, so I was was walking, seeing all the people training, and yeah, it was long. And as soon as I start my run, honestly, everything was kind of normal, but didn't feel myself on the bike. I think the long week of emotion take me a lot of energy, and I was just absolutely toasted at the end.
Just from being on such a high for so long.
But I'm so happy to have lived that.
What was the feeling like in your actual race run? Because I know for me it was so loud, but wearing a French jersey.
Honestly, it was from top to bottom. A big sound, like.
Did it not seem real?
Yeah, not real. And the last motorway, oh my god.
It was.
I have a picture, I can send you the picture with all the public.
Yeah.
And when I cross the finish line, I just take a look back and see all these people, and I was, fuck yeah. I'm super sad about my run, but
I'm still just happy to.
Yeah. And saying after the race, I was just super proud to be French and super proud of Loic, Amaury, Loris, because
you know the pressure that they would have felt.
I know the pressure, and I know they are just machine. They are the best because they did pretty good at the right moment. And for me, it is that to be the best. It's not riding a bike fast. You are here when you need to be here.
Yeah.
And yeah, just congrats.
And that's something I think Loic is the master at doing.
It's a big boss. It's a super bruni, you know?
It's real, yeah.
Yeah.
But I saw him. I think he won every split. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Won every split, and
maybe not the first one.
Maybe not the first. Oh no, I think from then on. Yeah.
But yeah, was incredible.
But imagine, like I always think about, like, imagine the noise, because obviously it'd be loud for him. That would give you so much energy, but it could also put you off.
Yeah, but I think for me, all this noise don't give me energy. Maybe give me some stress and some happiness.
Yeah.
But not an energy to be better.
Yeah.
Because I'm not used to that, I think.
You're used to being under the radar.
Yeah. And I think when you're French, it's pretty tough with all these French fast guys.
Why do you say it's tough?
Because you are always I don't know how to say, but if you come from another country, you can maybe have better support from the supporter of your country.
The fans.
And it's normal when you're French, but the fans are for Loic, Amaury, Loris, Benoit, and it's normal because they are the best rider of the world. So you can be in the top 20, top 15, top 10. You're still a bit step back of that.
Of where they are.
Yeah.
So you feel like because you can still do really well, but there's still such a big gap between if you're getting 15th and 5th.
Yeah.
And people know who you are.
But it's at the same time super cool because it's
How does that mentally affect you? Like, what are you thinking when you're seeing these guys do well, do you feel more pressure to do better, or do you feel like that's just the way it is?
Not pressure. I just try to be super. How to say? I try to look what they do to do like this, and I just try to not do the same, but to find some little tips to be better.
I find
I'm not jealous. I'm just super. It's not happy. I'm just super like fan.
Yeah.
You know, fan and friend at the same time, but because they managed to put all the level super high, and that's why they are on the top.
I find it interesting because you said it's hard because they're all so far ahead and they're the guys to beat, but then you said when you went to Leger and you wore the jersey, you felt more like them, but you said that made you feel more pressure as well.
Yeah.
So it's like,
but I
either way you go, it's a different pressure, but it's
a different
still there.
Pressure for sure. We're gonna wait a bit.
we get the honk from the train.
I think it affected me really more because I was not used to deal with this pressure, you know. I'm dealing with this pressure since I think I'm doing good result, like my first last year. Like when you start to do some top 20, top 10, you start to be in the mix, if I say well. And just before I was just a random rider, so I didn't have any pressure. The only pressure I have is for myself, you know. And when you start to do good result, you want to do more, you want to do better, and it starts from there, I think.
So that's where you think the pressure really started.
To speak about the world champion Leger, I was not ready to all this pressure, you know, because it was a big week and I was not prepared for that. So I tried my best with all the tools I have to deal with that, but it was hard. And I think like Loic Amaury and Loris maybe, they have the habit to deal with this pressure because they already won a World Cup. They already was the last man down the hill, and I think you
get used to it. Yeah.
Yeah, you get used to it.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It all just takes time and to go through it. And like you said before, like with trying to find the balance, it's not quick. You can't do it quickly. It's slowly because you got to do the race. You got to work out. You might do the wrong thing. You go to the next race. You change. Oh, that's the right thing, and then it's always changing. And
it's difficult to change quickly because you have to stay focused to be ready physically. You have to be at the race. So it's busy during the summer. During the summer, you're all the week busy, donc you don't have plenty of free time, so you have to use it really good. And I think it's a good way to, if you use really well your free time, I think you are really well during the race week because you done your normal life you see your friend, etc., etc. And when you go to the race, your full focus is business. I'm here to do well.
Well, even just before, like we went to lunch and we just drove up the valley and just went and had lunch at a different place. And it's nice to not just be like in the pits,
it's like
in the same world.
It's just little thing, but if you take time to think about that and make some change, some little change can make a big difference, I think, on a race week. So yeah, it was cool. The restaurant was not good, but the drive was cool.
But like, I think a lot of people look at what we do and they say, oh, you're in Italy, you're exploring and adventuring and you're seeing all these new places.
Yeah.
When in reality, we come and stay at the same hotel, we go to the same car park, we hang out in the same pits, we race the same track, we go to the next car. Like it's very, and then to try and change anything is hard because of you've got to recover, you've got to get massage, you've got to look at GoPros. Like it's hard to step out of that world.
Yeah, a race week, whatever you wear, like if you are in Italy, in Canada, in Scotland, you do the same thing. You're not in the same bed, you're not in the same track, but you do the same thing. You eat, you rest, you try to ride fast, you ride fast, and that's it. And sometimes you have some free time during the transfer, but it's not a lot. So I think it's not because you are all around the world, you are in holiday and you see crazy stuff. We just see the same stuff each year. You agree?
Yeah, a lot of the time. That's why I always like going to new places. Like even I went and raced in Enduro a couple of years ago in Val d'Ifasa.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to go somewhere new.
Yeah.
Like I raced that race because I wanted to go somewhere new, not so much I wanted to race Enduro. But like I've been coming to here for 11 years. Same place. And the track's pretty similar. Like there's a few changes here and there, but like it's... Yeah, and like I hate complaining or being like poor me, but there's certain things that could just be done, like to go to new venues and stuff, and it does make a big difference. When you go to a new track, there's new motivation, there's new excitement, there's new things, and yeah, it's tricky. But I was gonna ask, what going into this year, obviously we've been at a few races, but what would be your goal this year? Not just like results, but just with racing in general.
I was super curious about the new format, honestly. That's not the big part of the thing, but yeah, I was really enthusiastic to come to the first race to see how it goes, honestly. And even if I prep myself to this change, I feel like it was a lot different, honestly. First of all, on the track, they tried to make super easy track, super fast, super tight time, and
do you think it's getting too fast?
For me, yeah, for sure, because honestly, I speak about the first race with my hometown friend who watched the race on the screen, and they say me, it's not super spectacular because it's
the same.
It's flat out, but they didn't realize it's flat out, honestly, because they don't know really well what it's downhill.
Yeah.
But it's not a big rock garden. It's not super tricky. Nobody do mistakes. So they just look some rider down a track, but they didn't feel the difference between the first and the 10, you know?
Yeah, it's all the same.
Yeah, same line, no option. And I think, I think it's the way they want to go, but I'm not sure it's a good way, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. And I think I know it's nice because obviously you've been doing well. You've been getting in the top 20 consistently, and because a lot of people, like I've been saying, I think the track's getting too fast, but I haven't been doing that well. So people say, oh, you don't like it because you're not doing well. But I'm going to talk to like Andreas Kobe soon, and I'm sure he'll feel this. Like all the riders, I think, feel the same way.
Yeah.
And how's obviously the semi-final and the final on the same day? How much more mentally draining is that?
Honestly, mentally it's super hard, but it's the only thing I quite like, because you wake up for race day and you know as soon as you start to train and to do the training, you're busy until the end, you know. It's like not like before. You train and you have a big time to rest, prep your run, and do one shot. It's like now you train, you have to be quickly ready for semi, and you don't have time to get stressed a lot, you know. It's like you're a bit in the rush. So I quite like this because you didn't have time to think, and for me it's good. The worst I think is when you come from the semi and you're done in the final. You feel super tired, and you know you have to do the run because it's now business time.
Yeah.
And I was thinking this winter, when I think about this new format, how the rider will do two run flat out, and didn't make a big change on the timing, you know. And I'm a bit not shocked but impressed by the top guys who arrive to do a semi-final at 100%, and again in final beat the time by 3 seconds, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you are in the final now, it's like when it's hard to explain, but it's interesting. The level is like kind of the same for everyone in the final, you know. At the semi, the top guys are really faster, and when you arrive in the final, when you see the 25 guy rider, the gap is not so much.
There's nothing.
I think you have the limit of the track, you know, like you can go faster on this track, and on the quali the field is like that, on the semi is like that, and at the end the top rider can be faster, but the other one start to be closer than the faster.
Yeah.
And it makes the race even closer, you know, in timing. And yeah, you can be super proud of your run, and if you are in the wrong side of the second, you're just almost the last of the final.
Yeah. Because it's funny you say that, because at Leo Gang, you were 19, 18?
20.
20?
Yeah.
And you, Benoit, Troy Brosnan, all said they had really good runs.
Yeah, man.
And they were all like not far back, like 1 second would have put them 10 positions.
Yeah.
That like Benoit said and Troy said they thought that was a winning run, and they get 10th, 11th. And you said you had your best run 20th.
And honestly, mentally, it's super hard. It's super hard because when you give everything and you did everything you want, you're proud of you, you know, and you in the finish line you take a look to the result. Fuck. And it's
what
super,
am I doing?
But it is what it is, and I think in Leogang it was like this, and we'll see the rest of the season, but I think it will not be the same at the same race, you know.
Do you think it's going to be hard to, if the tracks keep turning like this into just really fast, tight times, do you think there'll be more accidents? Do you think there'll be like more?
I can't wait to honestly to see at the end of the year to make a proper feedback, you know.
To see,
Because for now, honestly, from my feeling, I think there is less problem on finals than last year. Like in Leogang, I think on 30 rider, there is 28, 27 who ride normal, like no mistake, no crash, you know. And last year, sometimes you have one or two guys from the top 10, top 15 who crashed, you know. And this year, everyone is
On.
And is at the bottom, you know. So
It's hard to tell.
yeah, it's hard to tell, but for sure, if you crash this year,
The speed.
you are more exposed because you are 10 kilometers faster.
Yeah. Because that's what even Pat was saying at Leogang, the average speed compared to last year was 6 kilometers faster
It's
over the whole track.
it's
It's a lot.
it's a lot.
It's,
6 kilometers, it's a lot.
it's a lot. All right, we'll finish it up so we can go chill, go ride the Suron. Because you want to, before we go, because you have a Suron
Yeah.
and you're going to be, we'll wait for the train to pass, we'll get another honk. I'm picking it in 2028.
Yeah.
Dylan De Coco, Suron World Champion.
Oh man, it can be possible, honestly.
Because
I'm waiting the contract of Soren.
Because it's the perfect cross.
It's a joke.
It's the perfect
Yeah,
cross though. Mountain bike, moto,
Yeah,
in the middle.
I'm not fat. I just have to lose 5 kilo, and I will be really competitive with the Suron.
Perfect. So that's the goal. 2028 world champion on a
Yeah.
Suron. If you know, if you
In Australia.
in Australia,
In
yeah, on the
Australia,
Gold Coast.
On the Gold Coast.
Perfect. All right, we'll pack it. We'll finish it up. But I ask these questions at the end of every interview, and I've got to get you to ask a question as well. But the first one is, if you could go back in your life and change something, what would that be? Can you think of something you would change?
Honestly, nothing, because you grow up with all the experience you made, and I think I had not a normal way to be professional because I was used to be truck driver, but it is what it is. It is my way to be there, so I'm happy with that, and I don't know what the future will bring me. So I'm just enjoying the moment and try to ride my bike fast, and that's all for now.
And that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Second one. What are you scared of?
Scared. Plenty of things. En français, on dit je suis peureux. You will translate this. No, scared about.
Speaking English on a podcast.
Not now, because I learn English with you, so you know. But yeah, I'm a bit scared to speak English with proper English native guys in a World Cup, you know.
Really?
At the beginning, now it's getting better.
Yeah, it's
But sometimes it's super hard to understand, and it's hard to feel easy, you know.
Yeah, confident.
And
yeah.
confident, and I don't want to be the French guy who didn't speak English, and it's not fun, you know.
Yeah.
So I try hard, but
It's not-
sometimes.
It's not fair though, because I don't speak French, so it's not.
Yeah, but it is what it is. I have to speak English, and that's it.
Yeah, that's not fair though. And the last one, when you're no longer here, how do you want people to remember you? How do you want to be remembered?
Oh, can you explain again? I didn't understand.
So just say when you've passed away, when you're old and
Yeah.
you're gone, how do you want people to remember Dylan Levesque? How do you want them to see you?
Dylan De Coco was a pretty good downhill rider, and it was a good guy.
Yeah.
easy guy,
Easy, chilled guy.
and yeah, just want to leave my mark of what I am. So easy, just happy to do what I'm doing now, and that's it, I think.
Perfect. That's a good one.
No more. Huh?
No, that's good. Simple.
Yeah.
And the last one is, you don't have to answer it right now. You can if you want, but if you want to think about it, you can think about it. But the next guest I have on, you've got to ask them a question. What would it be? If you want to, and we don't know who it is. Could be anyone. Most likely it'll probably be a mountain bike rider, but I don't know. It could be anyone. If you can't think of one now, it doesn't matter. You can just tell me after, and I'll write it down, and then I'll ask. Oh, well, actually, I've got to ask you. This is the last question because this was the last guest. If you could do any job in the world, any job, doesn't matter about money.
Yeah.
What would it be? Suron racer.
To the, I don't know. I love doing everything, honestly. Like working in a bar, working in a ski resort, working in my hometown, driving a truck, riding a bike. I'm flexible.
You just
honestly.
like to be different.
Yeah.
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 So
yeah.
just do a bit of everything. Jack of all
yeah,
trades.
I think when I will be retired, I will do a bit of everything.
Perfect.
Not a normal job because I'm not a proper normal guy.
Perfect. I like that. All right. You don't have to think of a question now. You can think of one that you can tell me.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Dylan.
Thank you, Mykonos.
We're all done. Thank you, guys. See you on the other side. Don't forget, like, subscribe, all the good stuff. And look out for Dylan on the World Cups. He's going to be coming in hot, trying to handle the black snake.
16 at the overall, eh?
And
The
he's
lucky
got,
16.
And he's got
huh?
lucky 16 overall. He doesn't have the plate, though. You need the plate. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll still...
but
You got the
vibe.
You got the energy.
Yeah.
You got the 16 energy.
I think so.
All right. It's good things. All right.
Let's go.
Thank you, Dylan Coco.